Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and did you even remember that I was Let's Playing this game? I sure didn't, apparently. Well, in the absence, the hiatus of this Let's Play, I was still playing the game, and I basically played through the entire game, honestly, so now I have that already and edited and stuff, so there shouldn't be another hiatus for it, but you never know. It's me. I seem to be in more hiatuses, whatever, than I am actually making videos. Well, this time, other than focusing my time on recording the video for this rather than commentating it so I could get it done, I was also sick for the past week or so that's why there wasn't... Well, there was a little bit of Banjo-Tooie in the last couple days. Those were ones that I had recorded a week ago. But yeah, there's not going to be any Banjo-Tooie for the next week unless I happen to have like a lesser amount of homework, so much so that I have time to record it over the weekdays, which I kind of really doubt, but if that chance presents itself, well then that'll be a thing that I will take. But, you know. So it'll probably just be Final Fantasy II for this entire week, which is completely fine. We have just kind of gotten behind, not really doing much with Final Fantasy II. Anyways, now that that all's out of the way, here we are at Bofsk. That's a horrible name, too many consonants in a row, and consonants that don't even go together. See, it makes it even worse. Bofsk. And, well, looking around, trying to remember what I'm supposed to do, because again, it has been a very long time since I've last played this game. Oh, well then, this guy seems odd. Let's tell him that. Yeah, it just doesn't really help when you're afraid of... You're afraid of talking to the soldier guys, because they have a history of just automatically killing you, pretty much. But you know, whatever, just tell him those things, he will go, and you can go down these stairs into the next dungeon, the Bofsk Cave. So we have a longsword here, but we already have a longsword or something better than that. I forget what, honestly. If I remember correctly, this cave is full of enemies that we've already fought. There's really nothing too interesting here. And there we got a long bow, but again, we already have one, so that's fine. That's a dead end. Trying to figure out which way I want to go. Let's go this way. Of course I go the other dead end, because you know, why not? So let's just go on through. So far, no new enemy encounters, which I was kind of expecting. You can kind of hear the little noise. That's the beginning of the random encounter happening. But, you know, Dark Knight, huh? Alright then. Good job, I guess. Oh, okay. No thanks. I think I'll just go and... Oh, hello, Borgen. Oh god, your smile, holy crap, I do not want to see that ever again. So now here we have a really awesome looking cutscene, courtesy of the Game Boy Advance. I wonder how this looked in the original NES release, but I don't think I'll ever know because that was only released in Japan, and I can't read Japanese, and I wouldn't want to play a game in Japanese for that reason, especially an RPG where there's a ton of talking. That just sounds like it would be awful. But maybe they just didn't even have anything and they just did this part. I also wonder how the Dreadnought looked in the original version, because I mean, it's an NES game. There really can't be too much in terms of graphics. But there we go, Furion just had to teleport a little. We failed at destroying the Dreadnought, but at least we can get the pass, which is an alright prize, I guess. It'll be helpful later on, and then we can just teleport out of here. Luckily, the Empire built that in there. And there we go, we're back at Bofsk. Okay, now teleporting again back to Poft. For whatever reason, we are doing things. Let's talk to Sid. Tell him airship, and we will learn the term Sunfire, which is helpful. So ask him about Sunfire, and, well, we have to be careful with it because it's really explosive or something like that. So, yeah, that's gonna be difficult. Also, is it just me or does Poft look more destroyed than usual? Or is that normal? Oh, well, go ahead, pay the man the money, and we can sail on back to Paloom, which still reminds me of Palom from Final Fantasy IV, but you know, whatever. What was the town name in Final Fantasy 13? Like Palom Polum or something like that? Yeah, something like that, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this place is also rather destroyed. It looks like the Dreadnought's been getting busy with the destruction. And Altair as well has been massacred. But everybody's still here at the very least, so let's go talk to Queen Hilda and get our next information of what to do. So Kingman is dying, which is bad. Minwoo, can you heal him up? Anything. You are the white mage. You saved the rest of us from death. But apparently not. Okay. Well, I guess you're gonna go do that then? Okay, yeah, he is. Well, however much time it takes, you know. Random battles and stuff will happen that'll waste time, I'm sure. Okay, so Minwoo leaves the party. If you want to, you can... you can get rid of his equipment right before this. I really don't suggest it though, his equipment really isn't worth much, and Minwoo will be coming into play much later, so I think you're going to want to have that equipment on him for that reason. But we'll get into that much later. Okay, so we have our new objective. I wasn't reading what it was, so I didn't really... I don't really remember what it was. This was recorded like a month ago, something like that, so I kind of don't remember this footage as well. Okay, so ask him about the Sunfire. We need to find the Eagle's Torch. Alright then, what does the king have to say about this stuff? We will need the Goddess's Bell. That's a red term. Let's ask him about it. Okay, so the Kashuan royal family. Well, alright then, that gives us a little bit of a lead, but not much. So it's time to go around and find somebody of the Kashuan royal family. But first, a quick look back at the equipment shop, because we have other mithril type equipment that we can now afford. Remember from last time, I wanted to get all the mithril equipment, but I couldn't afford all of it, so we had to wait for a while for some of this stuff. So we can now sell the bronze gloves because we got mithril ones now. We can sell the longbow that we found because we already have one, and sell the longsword as well. And that's pretty much it. So we can sort that up because I'm a neat freak. And I think that's it. We could go to the weapons shop and buy some stuff maybe. I don't really know. Oh man, a whopping 4 gil. How will I ever afford that? Yeah, I really like how in this game they have the inns scale their price based on how much you will heal. It's really nice early on when you only need to heal like 100 gils worth, but it gets really kind of bad later on when you need to heal like 3,000, 4,000 gils worth. But you know, even when you get to that point, you probably have so much gil just like flowing out of your ears that it's completely okay. Anyways, we are back at Salamand now, which is far to the north, in case you don't remember. So let's talk to Joseph and ask him about the Goddess's Bell, and he will tell us about a snowcraft. And if you remember, there was that blue gem thing that I was like, I don't remember what that's for, but I remember it being important somehow. Well, this is how it's important. It actually marks the location of where the snowcraft is. So we basically have to go back to the Salamand Falls Cave or whatever it's called and go from there. But here we get a new party member, Joseph. He is specialized in unarmed combat, so you really don't want to give him a weapon of any kind, and he will be able to do plenty of damage just on his own just fine. So that's the less money that you have to spend as well, which is nice. Other than that, he has a high strength and stamina. He's basically a monk type character. That's the best way to describe him. But he doesn't get any like chakra skills or anything like that. Like I think Final Fantasy IV gave Yang a couple of interesting abilities like focus, and I think there was something he could use to heal. Holy crap, why do I not remember? It's been a long time since I've played Final Fantasy IV, honestly. Ah, well. God, and that's like my favorite Final Fantasy too. Ah, well. Well, it's my favorite mostly because it was the very first one that I played. So, you know, nostalgia bonus in terms of, like, favoritism and whatnot. So, you check that wall by the blue gemstone, you will open up that wall, and we can get a treasure chest which indeed holds the snowcraft. Luckily, this isn't too far into the dungeon, so you don't have to, like, do the entire dungeon again, which is nice. Okay. So now we can head on back through the secret passage and use that snowcraft to head towards the cave which the goddess's bell is in. I don't know if they mentioned what it was. If so, I didn't read what it was. We will figure out in a second anyways once we get up there. It is near here though. I know where it is at the very least, which is good. Don't have to explore the entire world map in order to find it. So let's head on up here. Eventually we will reach a hole in the mountain range right there. And you basically need the snowcraft in order to pass through the snow. I guess it's too cold otherwise or something like that. Well, the snowcraft looks kind of weird, honestly, but, you know, it's kind of neat, I guess. And there are a couple of new enemies in this area, 2 of them, in fact, I think. And, well, here's one of them, the snowmen. And let me tell you, those are the most deadly-looking snowmen that I've seen so far. Honestly, where is your top hat and your carrot nose and your body actually made of snow? Oh, man. So, starting off, Joseph is already doing about as much as Furion, and he hasn't even been trained up as much as Furion yet, which is really nice. Also, I didn't notice it, but Joseph is actually poisoned. But interesting thing, when you're in the snow thing, the snowcraft, or any other kind of vehicle, you actually don't take poison damage. You only take poison damage when you're actually walking around, which is nice. So, somewhere around here, there's the cave entrance. I was just about to check the map, like, where the heck is the cave entrance, but I found it. Okay, so a little secret about this snowcraft. If you hold B, and then press A 32 times, while holding B the entire time, you can play this memory game, where you basically have to make matches of all the characters in the game within the time limit. Oh, come on, me, honestly. And while also minimizing mistakes. So, I think you get better prizes in the NES version of this game, like you get actual weapons and stuff. But in this, you just get things like elixirs and gil. So, here's me completing it super hardcore, and that's really the best prize you can get. So, yeah. But with that, we will explore this cave in the next one. I will see you all then. Goodbye. Best, worst outro ever.